In the quiet hush of the countryside, where the forest meets the edge of town, stands a house forgotten by time. Its windows are dark, its walls peeling, a silent monument to what once was. And in front of this house, a lone figure keeps vigil. A black dog, loyal and steadfast, has sat on this very spot, day in and day out, for 3 long years. He never leaves. Rain or shine, summer heat or winter frost, he is always there, his gaze fixed on the road, as if waiting for someone who will never return. The wind whispers through the tall grass, carrying with it a sense of deep mystery, a profound sadness that seems to emanate from the very ground beneath him. What is he waiting for? What secret does this faithful guardian protect within those crumbling walls? For 1,000 days and 1,000 nights, he has been the sole keeper of a story no one knows. One afternoon, a young boy named Leo, curious and adventurous, was riding his bike down the old country lane. He'd passed the abandoned house many times, but today was different. He saw the dog. Not just sitting, but standing, his tail giving a slight, tentative wag. The dog barked, a soft, pleading sound, not of aggression, but of invitation. It was as if he was trying to communicate, to share the heavy burden he'd carried for so long. Intrigued, Leo got off his bike. The dog looked at him, then turned and trotted towards the decaying porch. Glancing back to make sure he was being followed, a silent question hung in the air. Leo's heart beat a little faster, a mix of fear and fascination pulling him forward. He hesitated for a moment, then, driven by an unexplainable urge, he decided to follow the mysterious dog. The front door creaked open with a groan, revealing a world cloaked in dust and shadows. Sunlight struggled to pierce through the grimy windows, illuminating dancing dust motes in the still air. The house was a time capsule of abandonment. Old furniture lay draped in white sheets, like ghosts of a lifelong past. A rocking chair sat motionless, a half-finished book resting on its seat. The air was thick with the scent of old wood and forgotten memories. The dog led Leo deeper inside, his paws making soft prints in the thick layer of dust on the floorboards. They moved through the silent rooms, past a kitchen with a single cup left on the counter, past a living room where family portraits hung crookedly on the wall. It was in a small, upstairs bedroom that the dog finally stopped. He nudged something on the floor with his nose. Leo knelt down, his fingers brushing away the dust. It was a child's bracelet, small and silver, tarnished by time. Engraved on its delicate surface was a single name, Sophia. A shiver ran down Leo's spine. This wasn't just an empty house, it was a place where a secret lay hidden in the dark, waiting to be found. As Leo held the bracelet, the world around him seemed to fade. The dust, the silence, the present moment, it all dissolved into a memory, not his own, but the dog's. He saw a vibrant, sunlit past, a little girl with bright eyes, Sophia, laughing as she fed the dog scraps from her plate. He was her shadow, her best friend. The scene shifted. Fear flickered in the girl's eyes. She was hiding, tucked away in a closet inside this very house. Her small hands clasped over her mouth. The dog whined softly, trying to comfort her. Then, a dark, indistinct figure appeared in the doorway, a looming shadow that filled the room with dread. The man reached for the girl. The memory became a blur of motion, the dog lunging, barking, desperately trying to protect her. He saw himself chasing the shadowy figure as it carried Sophia away, his paws scrabbling uselessly against the dirt, his barks echoing into the empty night as they disappeared into the forest. He had failed. He had tried to protect her, and he had failed. The memory faded, leaving behind only the cold, hard reality of the present and the weight of a promise he had kept for 3 long years. Suddenly, the creak of the floorboards downstairs shattered the silence. The dog's body went rigid, a low growl rumbling deep in his chest. He moved instantly, placing himself between Leo and the doorway, a fierce protector once more. Footsteps grew louder. Ascending the stairs, the same shadowy figure from the memory appeared. His face now clear in the dim light. His eyes widened in surprise, then narrowed with menace as he saw Leo holding the bracelet. Fear paralyzed Leo, but the dog showed none. He lunged, barking with a ferocity born of 3 years of pent-up grief and guilt. He wasn't just defending Leo, he was fighting for Sophia, replaying the moment he wished he could change. The man stumbled back, cut off guard by the dog's attack. In that chaotic moment, the wail of sirens cut through the air, growing closer and closer. Red and blue lights flashed through the dirty windows, painting the room in strawing colors. The man was trapped. The police swarmed the house, alerted by a neighbor who had seen Leo go inside. The story unraveled quickly. The man was a drifter who had returned to the scene of his crime. And the most incredible part: Sophia was alive. She had been found, living in a town miles away, having escaped her captor years ago but with no memory of how to get home. For 3 years, this loyal dog had protected her secret, guarding the one piece of evidence that could tell her story. And in doing so, his unwavering vigil had saved another life. The final scene was one of pure, unadulterated joy. Under the warm glow of a setting sun, a slightly older Sophia knelt down. Her faithful friend, her hero, ran to her, his tail wagging so hard his whole body shook. She threw her arms around his neck, burying her face in his soft fur, tears of happiness streaming down her cheeks. He licked her face, whining softly, the sound no longer one of sadness, but of overwhelming relief and love. The years of waiting, of loneliness, of silent watchfulness, it had all led to this. He had kept his promise. He had brought her home. He had never given up hope, and his loyalty had finally been rewarded. For 3 long years, he had protected her secret, a silent promise kept in the heart of an abandoned house, until the day it finally saved a life and healed to broken hearts. Thank you for watching. If you were moved by this story, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that touches the heart.